Hi, welcome back to our channel. We appreciate you guys watching. So this is another reaction video. So today we're going to talk about Joe Biden picking Kamala Harris as his VP running mate for the 2020 election. So we are really excited about that. Number one, she's a woman, and number two, she's an African American woman. So that's really good, and we're really excited about that. So because she is qualified. She's very qualified to do it. She was actually in the pre-election running, and I think that there was some financial situations and not raising enough money or whatever. But for Joe Biden to pick her as his running mate is amazing. She's very qualified. She grew up in California, in Southern California, in Oakland, and her father was Jamaican, and her father is Jamaican, and her mother is part from India or Indian. I don't know which one in particular, but I think that she would be the wonderful, like really good candidate for VP. And she grew up in a Baptist church, which is really good. She's graduated from Howard University, and I think also maybe the University of Southern California, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And then she was the first Black prosecutor in the U.S. state history, and she also was in that particular job. So she does have the ability to govern, and I think that she's like an excellent choice for the VP, especially because of all the wake of everything that's been going on in the United States. So I think she's a perfect candidate. Let's see what they have to say.
Biden has chosen California Senator Kamala Harris to be his vice presidential running mate. We're going to go to Washington now, where the CBC's Lindsay Duncombe joins us with the latest. So, Lindsay, how did Biden announce his decision?
Well, this was something that broke just as the afternoon was unfolding. Kamala Harris is not necessarily a surprising choice, David. She was on the top of most lists of people who were picking the order of which these women would be qualified. We knew that Joe Biden's choice would be a woman. That's something that he promised. But there was a lot of pressure on Biden to choose not just a woman of color, but a Black woman. And that is one of the reasons why Harris has been chosen. But certainly, this is someone who...
And I think that that's one of the reasons that she's been chosen, because number one, she is a smart, educated, successful Black woman. And number two, in the wake of the George Floyd incident and everything that's been going on there, that I think it's smart for anyone to have a person of color running as their vice president because of the state of the world and everything that we have going on right now. I think it's a smart decision.
Is qualified. And one of the things that is important when we look at the presidency possibly of Joe Biden, should he be elected, is he's old. He's going to be 78 in January if he were to be elected and inaugurated. So there's a lot of...
So I think that that's good, and that's sort of a problem to some people nowadays. I believe that just because he's 77, getting ready to be 78, and she's going to be the VP, if something was to happen to him, God forbid, she would move up into the presidency, which would set her up for another to actually run for the presidency. And hopefully, if she would win, she would be the first Black president woman, African American also.
The speculation that the person who is just that heartbeat away from the presidency has to be able to step in and be ready to govern. And if you look at Harris's experience, she is someone who had a big, tough leadership job as the Attorney General of California, a huge state, and now she's in her first term as a senator. So the ability to govern is one of the things that we know Joe Biden Biden was really thinking about. The other reason for that, David, is that there's been some speculation, even fueled a bit by Biden himself, that he is not going to seek, if he were to be elected, a second term, that he is running in 2020, but wouldn't necessarily run again in 2024. So what that does is propels whoever is on the ticket, now we know it is Harris, to a real position of prominence for perhaps going after that nomination in 2024, which would be historic, because that would be, again, someone who would be running to be the first female president of the United States. So a lot of reasons why a lot of people are celebrating this decision tonight.
And I like this lady because that was the number one choice, was that she's going to be, could be a female, first female president. Not the fact that she's African American, but the fact that she's female. And of course she's female too, so we understand that, and we didn't put color before her actually being a female, and we think that's important. So I actually like this girl.
It's fascinating the path this story has taken, Lindsay, because Kamala Harris seemed like the obvious frontrunner for so long, and then she got picked apart so completely. It looked like she was moving away from it. But here we are, we end up back with her. And tell us more about Kamala Harris and what this could mean for the Biden campaign.
Well, this is a safe choice in the sense that this isn't someone who's coming from the very progressive wing of the party. That's one of the challenges for the Democrats here. And throughout her career, you know, one of the criticisms also in her presidential campaign is that she was someone who's tried to stake out that middle ground. You know, she didn't necessarily have the progressive fire of a Bernie Sanders or of an Elizabeth Warren. So certainly the idea that you're choosing someone that can appeal to the most number of people who might be inclined to be moving away from Donald Trump. And we know that those swing voters in swing states are unicorns. Those are the ones that really, really matter. So there is a possibility of broad appeal when it comes to Harris. And that is likely one of the reasons why she was of the top of the list. You talked about that criticism, and you know there's such drama that happens in the lead up to all of this. But the criticism came a couple of weeks ago from insiders close to Biden who thought that Harris might be someone who was too ambitious or who didn't show enough remorse.
Okay, so I'm glad she brought that point up, because I don't know who thought that she was too ambitious, and maybe it's a lot of people, but if you're a presidential candidate, why wouldn't you be ambitious? I mean, so most people will say that Black women are too ambitious, or they're angry, or things like that. So that's like stereotypical to say that she's too ambitious. Too ambitious means success. Why? Everyone should be ambitious about what they're doing. So I just don't agree with whoever said that. So guys, let me know what you think about it.
Because of the attacks that she gave Biden in the primary debates when she went after him for his history with busing, something that she described her own experiences with as a young Black girl. And a lot of people dismissed those criticisms that this is someone who is too ambitious, who wants the job of president. Every vice president wants to be president. That's why they take the job. And that it is someone who didn't show remorse. Looking at those criticisms, a lot of people said that's just plain sexism. But the fact that those criticisms are out there, it gives the campaign now to say that she is proudly ambitious, and darn right she's someone who can go after an older white gentleman in a debate, because that's what she's going to have to do in a debate against Mike Pence. So,
and I'm sure she's used to that, because I believe her husband isn't a white gentleman. So that's probably not any different to her, because that's what she's probably used to it. And it doesn't matter that he's white. That doesn't mean that he's smarter than her or anything like that. So I feel like she can do it, you know. So I don't know about that comment, because older white gentleman means absolutely nothing.
those skills that were criticisms could also be flipped around and looked at as qualifications for the job. She does have weaknesses, though, when something like this is announced, including, the
Okay, yeah, and everybody has weaknesses, and yeah, she is qualified for the job, and I think that she can do it, no matter what. I feel like she's qualified to do the job, and everybody has weaknesses, and we know the current president has plenty to go around and to distribute to other people.
Former candidates, you've got Stacey Abrams and Susan Rice talking about what a good selection this is, saying that they will fully support this ticket. It's always this laudatory comment rather early in the process when the expectations for how far along she would fit.
She served 3 terms as a
racism, the racial reckoning in this country. So she will have to show, as we've seen Biden try to show, an evolution on some of those historical perspectives.
Okay, Lindsay.
And I think that that's good. I think that she will show that, hopefully, because she is African American and that she understands the plight of African American women and men, and what happened to George Floyd, and what happened to what happens to millions, thousands of maybe not millions, but thousands of African American men today. Every day, it's a part of their lives. So I believe she would understand that, and I think that she's the best candidate for vice president. So I believe that Joe Biden did a good job, and I'm on board. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you feel, if you feel that she is qualified, if you feel that Biden made a good choice, if you feel that he did make a good choice, let us know in the comments, because we love to hear what you guys are thinking. So now that we're doing this reaction videos, we want to hear from you guys, and let us know. Pass this around to your friends and let us know, and we'll try to pick up a lot of the hot topics that are going on in the world, and we will let you guys know so you can chime in. And guess what? I think as far as Kamala Harris, she ready.
Great stuff. Thank you very much. That's our Lindsay Duncombe in Washington. Okay, so the wait is over, and if you're just...
So that was the end of that segment, and we hope you guys enjoyed it, and we hope you guys actually put comments down there in the comment section, and you follow us or you subscribe to us, and we appreciate you guys watching, and just stay tuned for our many other reaction videos that we have coming at you.